Hey everyone, so I've got a new toy. I've always wanted a laser cutter, so when I got the chance to test this one out from Creality, I jumped at the chance. Now, what I want to do is to see what it can do for me as a model maker, as a miniatures maker. So I'm going to make this tiny little picnic table. We want to see just how it does for making small things. So come on, let's go and have a look at how we go.
First, I just need to talk about the machine itself. As you can see, it's a beast of a machine for a small office or workspace, and with a cutting area of 400 by 415mm it's going to be. Now, I've not filmed the unboxing and building because quite frankly I didn't have the space, but I have to tell you that it was brilliantly packed, the instructions were clear and concise, and it took me about an hour to put together. The trickiest part was sliding the protective cover in place, and will be easier in hindsight with a second person to help. The upgrade on the Falcon 2 to the Pro version means that it's completely enclosed with an extraction port for the fumes and debris to be self-contained, and a really handy collection tray for the debris from cutting. You need to make sure this is emptied promptly, of course. The machine will cut out completely should the lid be open during the operation, which for me is the best safety feature. A lot of people have done videos on the features and benefits of this machine, so I'll jump straight into what it can do for me. The arrival of this machine has been very timely, as I wanted to make some tiny lattice fence panels, which I didn't film, and a picnic bench for my current build. Having put my drawing together in Illustrator, with separate layers for cut and engrave, I then imported it into Lightburn, which is Creality's recommended operational software. It comes with a free 30-day trial, and I expect I'll be paying the full license fee of £49, as it feels definitely worth it, having given it just a quick go. I want to make 2 tables, so I've duplicated the drawing quite easily. One of the great things about this laser is that you can engrave and cut in the same operation, and I wanted to engrave the plank detail in the bench, so I've set an engrave layer and a cut layer. I'm using some 100 GSM craft card for my first cut, so what I needed to do was play with a few test settings to see how it was going to cut. You can set the speed and the power in the software very easily, and that's what I really like from my software. Another useful feature is setting up tabs to hold the piece in place, and I'm using the automatic setting here for simplicity. I'm not going to talk too much about this here, but if anybody's interested in how I go about setting up a drawing, please let me know in the comments. Once I've set the settings, I need to load the material and focus the laser. Focusing is so simple using this little supplied tool. I simply need to slide it on top of my cutting material and lower the laser head so that it touches the top step on the calibration tool. This is really simple to do with the 2 thumb screws, and once it's at the right height, just tighten and we're ready to go. The next step is to press frame in the software, and that tracks the laser head over the cutting piece. You can check through the cover to see if it's in the right place, moving the cutting piece if necessary. Once framed, all that's left to do is press the start button and away you go. You can also set up the inbuilt camera to accurately place the material, but I was so eager to get going with this that I haven't done it yet. I'll perhaps show that in a future video. Obviously I've edited the cutting here, but I'm really impressed with the speed. The machine comes with full documentation and has a very helpful spreadsheet with parameters for most materials suitable for lasering. As with everything though, there's always a bit of experimentation needed, and as you can see from the first cut, it's almost cut through. So I pop the sheet back onto the cut bed after turning it around, and increase the cut power slightly by turning it down to 60% and making it do 2 passes. As you can see, this time it's cut perfectly, with just a few supporting tabs left to release, so let's take it to the workbench. So as you can see here, we've got the nice little etching inside for the plank detail of all the planks obviously, and a cutout. Now these are just held in place with little supporting tabs so it doesn't fall straight through the machine. So having cut them all out and released them from the back, I've now got my little parts in place. I'm going to use some wood glue to glue the smaller support struts to the main beams, so just use a cocktail stick and put some glue along the supporting struts, and then I can glue them onto the frames. And with the power of super speed hyper editing, I'm going to just do this really quickly, but basically I'm just backing up all those little frames onto the support struts with some white glue. Now I'm going to use some super glue this time to set the frames to the underside of the workbench, the table bench. This is I just need it for extra strength to speed up the process, and I'm just going to spray that with a little bit of activator spray just to make sure it sets solid. Again, a little bit more super glue onto those end struts there, and just set the picnic table benches, seat parting in place. Again, this is super glue just to make sure it sets hard, quick and sturdy. And there you have it. There's the finished picnic table. I'm really impressed with the etching and the way that it's all cut out. Now I'm just going to make a second one, again with super speedy hyperspace editing, and there you have it. Took me literally minutes to make that. I'm just going to give it a coat of matte brown paint, very very thin in fact, speak proper Englishly, and yeah, that's just to leave behind the etching detail, make it quite obvious. Now this is an old weathered picnic table that's been out in the elements, so I don't need to give it a full paint job, just enough to cover it. In fact, the craft paper that I've used, the craft board that I've used with the slight laser edging resulting from the cut, gives it an old wooden effect anyway. And all I've got left to do now is place the picnic table in place. All in all, I can say that it didn't take much time at all to build this tiny table, and I'm very impressed at the fine quality this laser can achieve with very little setup time. I can honestly say that this machine has very good potential to the model maker. It's not an entry-level model by any means, and its price point might not be to the reach of the casual hobbyist, but I absolutely love it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing just what else I can do with it. Keep your eyes peeled for another video soon. And if you're convinced that you want to try this machine for yourself, check out the description below for a link. As an affiliate, it does help me out a little to no extra cost to yourself. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a comment, a thumbs up, and click on that subscription button. Your views keep me in biscuits. That's all for now. Take care, happy modelling, and I'll see you again soon.